Mheshimiwa Sara Netia, jongea tafadhali uweze kutupeleka mbele ya Mwenyezi Mungu maombi ya kuanzisha kikao. Panda juu ya jukwaa tafadhali, usimame hapa juu. Kimya.
Okay, let us pray. Father, in the name of Jesus, we want to thank you, want to glorify, want to exalt you. Thank you, my Redeemer. Father, Lord, we are gathered here in your name. We commit our governor, Wycliffe Ambetho Oparanya, and other governors who are here. All leaders, oh my dear Father, MPs, MCS, and those who are aspiring different seats. Father, Lord, we commit ourselves into your hands. That, Lord, lead us and guide us. We commit this meeting into your hand. And Lord, may you guide us, O Jehovah. Father, we praise you, we exalt you for the life that you have given it to each and every of us. In Jesus' name I pray and believe. Amen. Also pray for me. I'm fighting for women rep. Thank you.
Tuweze kuketi sasa. Asante sana. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa Gavana wetu wa Kakamega ambaye pia ni naibu mwenyekiti chama cha ODM kitaifa, Mheshimiwa Daktari FCPA Wycliffe Ambetho Oparanya. Hebu tumshangilie gavana wetu tafadhali. Karibu sana Your Excellency. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa gavana wetu wa Busia County, Mheshimiwa Sospita Ode. Tumshangilie mheshimiwa tafadhali. Waheshimiwa wote ambao mmekwisha wasili wakiwemo manaibu gavana, waheshimiwa wote wa kaunti zetu hizi 5, mjisikie nyumbani. Mimi sitachukua muda mrefu hapa mheshimiwa. Gavana wetu, nitamuuliza Mheshimiwa Nabii Nabwera kwanza afanye utambulizi wa waheshimiwa ambao wamefika hapa kutoka maeneo mbalimbali kabla ya kumleta Mheshimiwa Kizito Mugali kuendeleza ratiba ya leo. Karibu sana Mheshimiwa Nabii.
Asante ndugu Sumba. Tunataka tujuane na ninaomba hivi, tafadhali, kama wewe sio aspirant, mtupatie nafasi. Naomba tu. Asante. Tutafanya introduction kwa counties. Tutaanza na wabunge tukiitisha mnasimama, alafu tunaenda kwanza gavana, women rep, senator, mbunge wa National Assembly, alafu MCS katika hiyo kiwango. Tutaanza na Transnzoia. Kama tuna wanaowania kiti cha gavana, tafadhali msimame. Mjulikane. Kuna mama pale, kuna ndugu pale wawili. Asante. Senator, Your Excellency, naona mbebeni mikono. Watu dada wawili, ni watu wengi. Wane. Kiti cha kaunti cha bunge, Women Rep moja pale. Asante sana. Wabunge wa National Assembly. Wabunge wa National Assembly Transnzoia. Wacha tu mkiwa mmesimama hivyo. Saboti ni wawili. Kiminini ni mmoja, wawili. Cherang'anyi hatuna. Endebess ni mmoja. Kwanza ni wawili. Asante sana. County Assembly members, wale wanataka kiti hicho, aspirants, bunge la county. Your Excellency, unaona, na wameniambia hii timu yote ni chama kikubwa Eastern Central Africa, chama cha ODM. Asanteni sana. Bungoma, Gavana hayupo. Senator Bungoma, mzee wa kazi. Asante. Wawili. Wapili. Bwana nani, hebu mtupe nafasi hapo. Tunataka kuona aspirants. Songeni nyuma pale tafadhali. Kama wewe si aspirant, Morris, tengeneza pale. Asante ndugu. Women Rep Bungoma. Watatu, Your Excellency, pale na pale. Asante. Viti vya bunge National Assembly. Bungoma, Webuye East. Wangapi? 1, 2, 3, 4. Asante. Webuye West. Kuna mmoja pale. Wawili. Asante. Kandui. Kandui ni watatu. Asante. Tongoreni wawili. Asante. Kimilili. Kimilili hatuna. Sirisia. Sirisia ndio yule pale. Kapchai. Kapchai ndio yule pale. Asante. Bumula. Asante ndugu yangu. Tunashukuru sana. Members of County Assembly. Nitaenda na constituencies. Mount Elgon. Makofi kwa Mount Elgon. Very well. Tutaanzia kwa Mount Elgon. Members of County Assembly wa Mount Elgon. Wale wanapigania vitu kwa Mount Elgon County Assembly. Asante. Wanaopigania viti County Assembly Kapchai. Asante. Sirisia. Okay, basi wale wote wanapigania viti kutoka County Assembly za Bungoma zote muamke tuwaone. Bungoma. Tupigie makofi Bungoma, chama kikubwa hiki. Twende Vihiga. Governor Vihiga amepeana apology, sitting governor, na ana defend kiti chake. Senator Vihiga. Wow! Bwana Osotsi. Women Rep Vihiga. Aha, mama wa kazi huyo, tunamjua. Abisai. Aha, pigia wamama makofi. Asante. Wabunge, Vihiga wabunge, Muhaya, hizo zote tuamke kwa pamoja. Wabunge wana viti Vihiga. Niende pa constituency. Okay. Wacha tuanze Muhaya. Luanda. Aha, Luanda ndio ile pale na kuna sitting wetu pia. Very good. Vihiga. Kuna mama pale. Sabatia. Sabatia ndio wale pale. Hamisi. Asante ndugu yangu. Kuna ile tumaacha? Hakuna. Vihiga tumeitana. Members of County Assembly Vihiga County, wale wanataka viti kwa chama kikubwa. Makofi kwao. Makofi kwao. Asante. Thank you very well. Haya, Ngome. Busia. Gavana Busia. Aha. Majabali ndio hawa hapa. Oh, Jabali mwenyewe ana retire. Majabali ndio hawa hapa, mmewaona. Asanteni. Senator. Aha. Kule, Your Excellency, maona kule. Aha, na mwingine yuko huku nyuma. Ndio huyu pale. Simama wakuone. Simameni wale wako hapo. Asante, mmemwona. Hata mheshimiwa Wanjara alitaka kumjua seneta wake incoming. Asante. Hujawahi muona? Umjui? Hebu simama bwana. Anasema aha. Na wale wengine huko? Simameni, wale wengine huko. Ndio wale. Aha. Kiti cha kina mama, Women Rep Busia. Pale. Very well. Nyinyi inaonekana mnajulikana. Basi. Very well. Mmeonekana, asante. Twende National Assembly. Nitaanza na Budalangi. Jabali yako, ati Jabali ni aha. Okay. Wale, na mnajua Jabali amekaa pale. Asante. Na hata mama. Wow! Makofi kwa mama. Asante. Nataka niende Matayos. Matayos. 1, 2. Na Bwenyenye mwenyewe ameketi pale. Anaonekana mwenyekiti wa chama kikubwa ya ODM. Mzee Odanga. Asante. Nambale. Ndio wale kule. Your Excellency, angalia nyuma yako pia. Na nani? Mlanya ametuma apology. Asante. Nimeona hata bwana Okwara pale. Asante sana. Funyula. Kuna mmoja kule nyuma. Kuna mwingine huku. Funyula. Nyinyi mnapeana kiti bwana. Nyinyi hapana IBC. Aha. Teso South. Teso South ndio hiyo. Ndio. Asante. Mheshimiwa Wanjala, unapeana hiyo kiti wewe? Wewe Luchu, acha kelele. Haya, Teso North. Aha. Ndugu yangu uko pale. We hope this time utakuwa casualty, hakuna nasa. Asante. Asante. Na wengine wawili pande hiyo. Your Excellency, umewaona pale. Tumewacha gani? Gani imebaki Busia? Funyula tumeitana. Butula. Kuna pale na kuna mheshimiwa yule ambaye ametuma apology. Unyo kwa unyo mtaonana. Asante. County Assembly za Busia zote. County Assembly za Busia wale wanawataka viti. Wow. Excellency. Tupigie hao makofi bwana. Chama kina nguvu. Wow. Very well. Asante. Aya, tukuje nyumbani. Kakamega. Aha. Gavana Kakamega. Unajua Mdozi anaretire. Mdozi anaretire. Hey, nimeona mwingine huku. Wewe ni gavana? Oh. Na wewe? Kaa chini kama wewe si gavana. Asante, watatu. Very well. Senator. Aha, ndio. Nyuma yangu. Aha. Hao wanaume wamekula na huyu dada anasema mimi na wao unyo kwa unyo. Your Excellency ndio huyu hapa. Anaitwa Abuti Asiko. Public demand asimame hapa wamuone. Na amesimama karibu na Daktari Lishenga. Amepata nini? Okay. Daktari, atumepata nini? Asante. Aya, mama yao, kiti ya mama yao. Mama yao ndio huyo. Ndio women rep, ndio naitisha. Aha, mama yao uko na two competitors Asante. Aha. Twende kwa viti vya ubunge. Nitaanzia Khwisero. Khwisero, apology ya nani? Mheshimiwa Miradi Aseka. Hakuna mtu mwingine? Aha. Butere. Mahali baba yao anatoka. Butere watatu. Naona korokoro pale mama prof. Aha. Asante. Butere watatu. Mumias West. Kwa Mbuyu ndio huyo rafiki yangu. Ashaji. Mbuyu ako na watu wawili. Haya pole. Asante Mbuyu. Umeleta huyo tayari kwako? Nani huyo? Wewe pia unataka? Hande na mangana. Makofi kwa Mbuyu na timu yake. Tupewe makofi kwa Mbuyu bwana. Mumias East. Mumias East. Mumias East. PK. Hey. Ndio hao wawili. Na mwingine wapi? Oh, na waine. 1 2 Your Excellency 3 4. Kujeni hapa muonekane. Your Excellency public kujeni hapa. Asante. Ni wangapi? Haya mwende. Haya Matungu, simameni mahali mlipo. Matungu. Your Excellency Matungu, simama tu pale mlipo, mbebe mkono. We don't want to waste time. Matungu. Matungu naona mmoja. Asante. Ikolomani. Ikolomani. Ikolomani namuona Mheshimiwa Shinali, nilimuona mahali. Asante. Lurambe. Home ground. Aha. Ndio hiyo. Ndio hiyo. Wawili. Mwingine kule, mwingine hapa. Asante. Hiyo ni Lurambi. Na Baholo. Mheshimiwa wangu amepeana apology na ako na wini. Na Baholo. Asante. Malava. Malava. Oh, yuko pale Your Excellency nyuma yenu. Malava Bwana Manyasi. Job. Asante. Lugari. Lugari. Asante. Nataka kufunga na Likuyani. Nitakuja Likuyani. Asante. Wawili. Shinyalu kwa mwenyekiti yangu. Shinyalu namuona Bwana Anami. Asante. Baada ya hiyo Your Excellency, Lugari tuliitisha kitambo. Hapo ndio nabii yuko. Nataka nimwalike MCS wa Kakamega wote muamke. MCS wa Kakamega wote. Hebu mketi kidogo MCS. Kwa sababu ya namba yenu nimepewa ruhusa kwamba niwasimamishe pa constituency. Public demand, sio? Ninaanza na Likuyani. Wale wania viti vya MCA Likuyani ndio hao, wengine ndio hao pale. Likuyani ina wodi 5. Wale wanataka viti MCA Lugari na wodi 6. Ndio wale kule na wengine pande hii na wengine pale. Very well. Thank you. Hata Leila pia, our new number. Asante, ndio huyu hapa. Malava, MCS Malava. Malava ndio hao. Very well. Ina wodi 7. Na Baholo. MCS wa Nabaholo. Nabaholo wale wanataka viti ndio wale na wengine huku. Asante. Lurambi. Asante. Shinyalu. Asante. Mpaka huku. Asante. Ina ward 6. Ikolomani. Wakiongozwa Mama Gladys. Ni wengi. Hapa na kule. Very good. Mumias East. Ndio wale. Mumias West. Ndio wale. Matungu. Very well. Ndio wale. Mumias nani huko? Matungu mwingine hapa. Asante. Butere MCA. Huisero. Hii Huisero chama imemea Makofi kwa Huisero. Asante Your Excellency. Nichukue nafasi nimwalike mwenyekiti wa chama cha ODM County Coordinating Committee ya Kakamega, Mheshimiwa Kizito, achukulie pale ambaye yeye atasema na amlete mgeni ambaye anakuja kutufunza leo.
Asante sana. Ni mrefu ama mfupi bwana? Sasa kidogo, tengeneza kidogo bwana. Asante. Our Deputy Party Leader ODM, all deputies here, Governor Ojamong, members of Parliament, MCS, senators, and all the leaders. I think it's a great honor to be here, to want to say that, first of all, congratulations for deciding to run for a seat. It is not easy to decide to run. It is a calling that has come through you. So I want to thank you and congratulate you. So for those ones who do not know me, my name is Justus Kizito Mugali, Member of Parliament for Shinyalu, and also Chairman ODM Kakamega, and also Chairman ODM in the 5 counties of Western region. So we are correctly in the correct place. And wakati huu tuliona tufanye jambo, tuje pamoja tujuane. Because tutakuwa tunafanya kazi pamoja, tutakuwa tunavutia pamoja. Sisi ni timu ambayo nitakana ichape kazi. Na kuchapa kazi, hii ni kazi ya Kaisari. Si kazi ya kanisa. Tumeamua tuje pamoja, tuweze kuhakikisha kwamba Azimio imeshinda kura. Na mmekuja kwa wingi. Na bwana Deputy Party Leader, hawa aspirants wamekuwa na maswali mengi sana. Wajua wakati wa kura ikifika tunaanza kuwa na mchecheto. Kuna wale ambao wanasema unajua nitakuwa short change. Kuna wale wanasema unajua fulani wamekuja kwa chama wamepatiwa direct ticket. Kuna wale wanasema kuna mtu fulani ambaye yuko preferred. Anasonga sana karibu na Deputy Party Leader, anasonga karibu sana na Raila Amolo Odinga na kadhalika, sasa tikiti imeenda. Mimi kama chairman ODM huku nataka niwahakikishie hata Raila Amolo Odinga hajui nani atasimama wapi, nani atakuwa candidate. hata mheshimiwa deputy governor hajui nani atakuwa candidate wapi, nani atakuwa candidate wapi. Hii ni kazi, hawa watafuata mtu ambaye ataungwa mkono na wengi. Swala la watu kuja kwa chama, tunawakaribisha. Aspirants wengi wamekuja kutoka vyama vingi, na hii ni sawa, kwa sababu hii ndio chama kitakachounda serikali. Tunawakaribisha sana, lakini muje kwa chama mkijua pia kulikuwa na wale walikuwa wameshikilia chama. Hautakuja tu as if you are walking into a vacuum, hakuna watu. Kwani wewe ndio nani? Kuja kwa chama, utembee na wengine na ukuwe tayari kunyoroshana na wengine kwa mchujo. Namna hiyo tunataka watu wakuje kwa chama. If you are really serious na umekuja una watu, kuja usimame na upate kura kutoka kwa watu. Si namna hiyo? Watu wakuje kwa chama kupitia kwa protocol. Kuna watu wengine ambao wanaenda kule Nairobi kupigwa picha na watu fulani, imeleak. Waacha hiyo. Waacha hiyo. Mahali kuna watu wawili wanatafuta kiti deputy governor, hawa wataenda kwa mchujo. Mahali direct nomination ita apply ni mahali kuna mtu mmoja. Mtu asikudanganye. Hiki ni chama cha watu. Raila hapatiani kura ya huku. Oparanya hapatiani kura kila mahali, yake ni Butere, si ndio? Sasa wewe ukifuata Oparanya unatafuta kura, wacha Oparanya atafutie baba kura. Waacha Raila atafute kura. Hata mimi kama chama nisonge karibu na mimi kusema nakupatia tikiti. Hakuna. Raia ndio atakupatia nini? Kura. Na hizi mchezo, hii ni maisha ya mtu, si ndio? Haya ni maisha ya mtu. Somebody has invested and you want to tamper with the nomination. Mara mingi ODM tumekuwa tukitukana kwa hii. Madam ambaye amekuja kuzungumza, utazungumzia swala hili, tumerekebisha na chama cha ODM kitakuwa cheupe kama pamba. Kama unaleta upuzi kwa chama, tutakunyorosha. Hii hapana mchezo. Hapa hatakuja kupembelezana. Yaani mimi nataka kupata chaguo langu na kuja mbele yangu nitapita na wewe. Si namna hiyo? Ndio tunasema wakati Raila Amolo Odinga atapata kiti cha urais, nataka mjue kwamba nyumba ya baba itakuwa na viti mingi. Tutaenda kwa nomination wote, na tuna mtu mzuri hapa sana wiki Fambezo Oparanya. Tuna nomination. Wale ambao watapata wapate, na wale ambao watakuwa wameshindwa kupata waunge wale wamepata mkono. Alafu bwana Oparanya, wale wamebaki watakuwa wa kwanza kupatiwa vitu ndani ya serikali yetu ya county na pia national government. Wewe uwezi kuota moto ambao kuleta kuni. Ala. Wewe ujeota moto, wewe ujeleta kuni, unataka kuota moto ya nani? Wewe kama utakuwa na sisi kaa kando, tukipata serikali yetu, wewe ungoje yako miaka 5 urudi tena, si ndio? Lakini bwana gavana, tuna mali pengine tunajua tuna watu wanaweza kusikizana. Kwa mfano kiti kama cha gavana, watu wasikizana wenyewe, wakae chini, wafanye consensus. Wakitoa mmoja tunaungana mmoja anaweza kuwa deputy, mwingine akuwe senator, mwingine akuwe governor. Na tunaenda mbele, si ndio? Lakini mradi watu wasikizana. Sisi kama chama we are encouraging consensus. We are encouraging consensus, bwana deputy party leader. Watu wasikizane. Kiti cha woman rep, watu wakae chini wasikizane. Hakuna mkubwa kushinda mwingine. Mimi ni mbunge saa hii, lakini kura ikitangazwa mimi si mjumbe tena. It's free for all. Yako ni ile 5 ambayo uko ndani. Usizuie mtu mwingine nje. Hata mimi nikikuja tu tunyoroshane. Kwa sababu it's free for all. Hilo ndio nataka lijulikane na tuende hivyo. But I want to encourage you. It's better to lose or win in a winning team. Makofi kwangu. It's better to lose or win. It's better to lose or win in a winning team. But it's more worse to lose or win in a losing team. Sasa hapa baba atashinda kwa sababu nyumba ya baba tutakuwa na mambo mengi. Na nyinyi mnaokuja kwa siasa, hii si mchezo ya kanisa, hii mnaenda kuomba maombi. Hapa ni mahali pa kunyoroshana. Lazima tukae chonjo. Tumeibiwa kura miaka hiyo yote, baba ameibiwa kura saa hii. Raundi hii hakuna mchezo, si ndio? Lazima tuchunge kura ya baba mpaka mwisho. Si namna hiyo? So and then kitu kingine ambao watu wanashughuliza, ule ambaye atakuja kuzungumza, ujibu swali la kusema kwamba tunaingia katika Azimio. Tuna chama chetu cha Jubilee kiko ndani. Chama chetu cha DAP kiko ndani. Sasa tuulize uhusiano wetu ni upi? Hilo ndio swali ambalo watu inatakana wajue. Kwa sababu hapo tusipofanya hivyo tutaanza kumezana. Lakini as we speak now, viti vyote viko free, hakuna preferred candidate, hiyo hakuna. Nataka kuonyesha mfano. Sisi Kakamega tumesema tutafanya consensus. Mimi na deputy governor. Deputy governor simama watu wakujue kidogo. Deputy governor hapa na tuna Barasa. Barasa hapa. Tumeshikana mikono hivi na tukasema tutaingia kwa nyumba moja na moshi mweupe utatoka. Na mimi nimesema hakuna mtu ameshikilia, tumekaa tumefanya round 1. Tumepata matokeo ya round 1. Tunaenda round 2, tutatangaza candidate wetu. Na yule atakayeshinda, atakayepata tikiti, wote tutafuata huyo mtu. Lazima tudeliver kiti. Sina maana hiyo? Swala ni kwamba lazima ODM i-retain kiti chake. Yeah, that's maturity, isn't it? Hatuwezi kunyoroshana, lazima tutasikizana. Sisi ni viongozi. Yeah, mmoja atakuwa deputy, mwingine akuwe governor. Na mwingine anaweza kuwa mwingine oya, sasa hayo mwingine anaweza kuwa deputy, mwingine governor, mwingine deputy, mwingine governor, mwingine deputy. Sina maana hiyo? Sasa bwana wewe mrembe. Hayo ndio tumesikizana na hivi karibuni mtaona white smoke, si ndio? Tuna encourage hiyo pia ifanyike. Asante sana. Tunasema hiyo pia ifanyike Bungoma, ifanyike Busia, ifanyike Transnzoia, ifanyike hata Vihiga. Sina maana hiyo? Hayo ndio tumesema tutasaidiana tuende pamoja ndio chama kisisambaratike. Mwisho kabisa ni kuintroduce chairman wangu kabla nimuite mzungumzaji wetu wa leo. Nataka kuwasimamisha tu wajulikane. Chairman wa Busia, Mheshimiwa Odanga, simama tu watu wakujue. Huyo ndio chairman wa ODM Busia. Sasa, chairman wa Transnzoia, Hamisi. Absent with apology. Alafu kuna Bungoma chairman ODM. Asante Mheshimiwa, mkono juu tu. Asante. Okay.
ODM. Our leader, His Excellency Wycliffe Ambassador Oparanya. Nataka nikushukuru. 3 things, just quick ones. Bungoma, we are in a hot spot. Thank you, our chair, NEP mwenye amekuja. Hapa, members lazima wachukue live member. Ndio tujue wako kwa ODM. In Bungoma, and have a reason. 2, heshimu structures zenye ziko za chama. Sababu kuna candidates wale ambao wametoka kwa vyama vingine. Pili, rudini kwa watu kwa ground. Sio kuenda kwa mikutano. Ndio tuletee Oparanya kura kutoka Bungoma. Ya mwisho, party loyalty. You cannot attend other parties meeting na ukuje ya ODM. Usiku uko kwa party ingine, mchana uko hapa. Your Excellency, we want that one to be highlighted na regulations simamiwe. Kule tuko na hatari ya DAP. Tunataka viti 4 hiyo ya county tugawane. Na mahali tuko na viti yetu, ile tunajua tutachukua, isiwe tembat, sababu huko iko shida ya DAP.
Asante sana chairman. Wengine nafikiri tuna ule main speaker ambaye nitakana tumpatie time ya kutosha kuongea, alafu tutapata sasa wale reaction. Lakini saa hii kuwajulisha tu wajumbe, tuna mjumbe wetu wa Lurambi, Mheshimiwa Bishop Hamala, huyo ni mjumbe wetu hapo tu. Tuna mjumbe wetu nominated Ososi, mjumbe wa Kenya ndio huyo. Nitakupatia tu. Kuna mjumbe mwingine, nitakupatia. Kuna chairman mwingine alikuwa amesaulika kuja. Chairman wetu wa Vihiga, simama kidogo. Chairman wetu wa Vihiga ndio huyo, simama tu, tutakupatia nafasi baadaye. Chairman wa Vihiga ndio umemwona, asante. Chairman wa wengine ni gani? Transnzoia ni Hamisi, tulikuwa tumesema ni apology. Kakamega ndio huyu anayezungumza, Mheshimiwa Justus Kizito, kiboko ya watu fulani. Ala. Sasa tuna mjumbe wetu Senator Shionga ambaye asante. Kuna mjumbe wetu Rafael Peters Sauti Wanjala kutoka Budalangi, Simba ya huko. Tuna Mheshimiwa Mudenyo, mjumbe wa Funyula. Kuna Mheshimiwa Mumuse wa Teso North ama South? South. Ambaye naona ni kama yuko on post. Amesema. Alafu mwingine? Basi kuna Mheshimiwa Elsie Muhanda ambaye ni woman rep wa Kakamega. Kuna Mheshimiwa Johnsoni Mbuyu Naika Manya. Mmemwona hapo? Mjumbe wetu wa ODM katika Mumias West. Mnamjua vizuri? Asante sana. Alafu of course tumeona Governor Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya yuko. Tuna Mheshimiwa Sospita Were, Governor wa Busia. Tuna Mulomi, Mheshimiwa Mulomi ni Deputy Governor wa Busia, na vile vile tuna Professor Kutima ambaye pia ni Deputy Governor wa Kakamega ambaye pia anatafuta kiti hicho. Kwa hivyo nafikiri tumemaliza hapo. Asante. So ladies and gentlemen, leo yes? Kuna mjumbe tena? Chairman Obiga nimemtaja, tutampatia nafasi baadaye. Sasa na wajumbe mtaongea baada ya kupata. Sasa kwa leo hii tumeamua kuleta National Election Board Chairperson aje hapa awazungumzie mambo haya yote ambayo tumesema. Akuje kuzungumza na nyinyi, awaelezee sheria na taratibu za uchaguzi yote vile chama kimepanga, na vile pia mimi nakaa katika NEC tumepanga mambo huko, awaelezee sawa. Alafu akishamaliza nataka kuwauliza mkuwe huru kabisa kuuliza maswali ili tutoke hapa kama tumejua kila kitu. Sina namna hiyo? Shikaruka rio. Kwa hivyo huyu ambaye anataka kumleta hapa ni msomi. Huyu ni mtoto wetu kutoka hapa na ni msomi, ana ile degree ya uzamivu. Mnajua uzamivu? PhD. Degree ya uzamivu katika masuala ya sheria, na yeye amebobea sana katika sheria za uchaguzi, mambo haya ya vyama na mambo yanahusu mambo yote ya dunia katika sheria. Kwa hivyo anaitwa Catherine Muma, Dr. Catherine Muma Muyeka. Ni mtoto wetu kutoka hapa Ikolomani. Kwa hivyo tunamkaribisha. Nataka tumpatie makofi kabla hajazungumzia. Kwa hivyo akimaliza nitarudi hapa kuja kuchukua mambo ya plenary, alafu baada ya hapo wajumbe watazungumza, alafu gavana wa Kakamega atakuja kutupatia mazungumzo ya mwisho. Kwa hivyo asante sana. Madam, karibu sana profesa kuja kutuhutubia.
ODM. Hapana. ODM. Tuko tayari. ODM. Nyinyi mko tayari kweli? ODM. Azimio la umoja inawezekana. Sawa sawa. Our DPL, Your Excellency Governor Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya, Your Excellency Governor Ojamong, honorable members of parliament present, honorable members of county assemblies currently sitting, honorable aspirants who want to run on ODM. Habari zenu. Habari zenu tena. Yangu ni mafupi. Chairman Kakamega, you went ultra vires. In law, we say you are going beyond your mandate. I saw you explaining elections. Naomba musikilize wote, including the chairman, you're an aspirant. Musikilize as I speak about the party process in terms of the party primaries. As you're aware, I think last week is when the president assented to the amendment law on political parties. We are in the process of amending our rules to align to that law. For instance, the voter register that is supposed to be used by parties must be certified by the registrar of political parties. In our rules, we had said must be certified by the National Elections Board. So there is that and a few other laws that we need to align. Our constitution also provides that if we are going into a coalition, we then need to appoint and meet with coalition partners in order to enter into an agreement. And I'd like to report that it is within this week that our team is going to begin sitting with the other teams in order for that agreement to happen. So I will not be able to speak with confidence on how the Azimio nominations will happen. But I'd like to speak about the ODM nominations so that you are aware of that. Number one, political parties exist for only three things: to gain power, number two, to gain power, number three, to gain power. That's why you form a political party. Therefore, our key objective as the National Elections Board is, one, to supervise the conduct of elections of our party, ODM, in a manner that can help us pick the candidates who will best help us to achieve the political party objective of acquiring power. We have two types of elections in this country. We have competitive elections in the competitive seats, the 290 seats, elective seats, the county seats, and many others. We also have the Article 90 elections. The nominations that usually happen through party lists are actually elections. And those are elections which we call the Article 90 elections. So even for you to appear on the party list, you need to be elected. And there is a procedure now that we have come up with. For your information, I happen to have been the chairperson of the task force that reviewed the 2017 ODM primary elections, and we came up with the recommendations on how to do both elections. So once I was appointed chair of the NEP, one of the things we have done is to review our laws to facilitate us to carry out the party primaries in the most credible manner. Those rules have been cleared by our NEC. They have also been cleared by IEBC. And we actually wrote last week to IEBC to reopen in order for us to align them to the new law that has passed. So our key objectives will be, one, to deliver the strongest candidates that can fly the party flag. To do this in the most democratic manner. To do this in an inclusive manner. And to provide opportunities for as many candidates who come in order to participate in this. And to ensure that the exercise is credible. So first, for you to be an aspirant in the party primaries, we first require that you qualify in particular manner. Number one, you must be an ODM member. And for aspirants, you must be a life member. And that includes being a member in good standing. Number two, you must meet the qualifications provided in the applicable laws. The applicable laws include the Elections Act, the Political Parties Act, and the Ethics and Integrity Act. So, if you are an aspirant and usome Elections Act, what is required of you? Find out the IEBC regulations, what is required of you? Find out the ethics and anti-corruption and find out what is required of you. So it is not for us. We will actually be requiring you to sign a declaration that you meet the requirements of the law. Now, aspirants coming on ODM ticket, with the exception of those who will be waived, you will be required to have been a member for at least 2 years. There is a waiver of this because even as we select our candidates, we will have members who are coming into ODM from other parties. Of course, that will be waived. We have members who have been public servants and could not identify as political party members. That will be waived for them. We have members who became 18 6 months ago and joined the party whose positions will be waived. So this will be contextualized to the issue, to the individual aspirant. We will require you to pay nomination fees. And the nomination fees are as follows. Those seeking the position of county governor, you will be required to pay 500,000 Kenya shillings. Those wishing to run for member of parliament, and member of parliament include those who want to go to the National Assembly and those who want to go to the Senate, you will pay 250,000 Kenya shillings. Now, back to the governor. If we have a woman governor candidate, she will pay half what the male governor will pay. So she will pay 250,000. Hold on. If this team here is out of order, nyamazeni. If a gubernatorial male candidate picks a woman for a running mate, we will reduce their bill by a quarter of what it is. Now, member of parliament. Member of parliament, the fee is 250,000 shillings. But if the candidate or the aspirant is a young person, and young means below 35, if it is a woman, if it is a person with a disability, they will pay half that. That is 125,000 shillings. Those running for MCA position, women rep is member of parliament. Women rep will also pay 125,000 shillings. MCAs. The MCA position, you will pay 50,000 shillings. Now, if that aspirant is a youth, a woman, a person with a disability, this time round, for you to be put on the party lists for ODM, you will apply. We will not just have people picking their friends and girlfriends are here and boyfriends. You will apply, we will assess, we will vet. Are you a member of the party? What have you been doing for the party? Do you deserve to be nominated? And you will be ranked. So for you to be considered for the party list nomination, you will pay 5,000 shillings. Next, naomba munisikilize. Next is the methods for finding the ODM candidates. Now, our rules provide for 4 methods that we will use for nominating our candidates. Method number 1 is arriving at our candidate through consensus. Consensus means the candidates vying for a particular position, either on their own or with the assistance of neutral persons, are brought together, they have a conversation, they confront the actuals in terms of weighing the strengths, and if they accept, they give us one candidate. So that is the number 1. 2 is direct nomination. Direct nomination will have to be justified. It will have to be justified through some scientific method. So we carry out an objective, credible opinion poll. It tells us Joseph is ahead in this particular constituency, and the number 2 person from ODM, let's say Joseph has 40% or 41%, you have other people in between, and Catherine, who is the next person in ODM, has 7% or has 12%. We feel it will be a waste of Joseph's and Catherine's money to actually subject them to a process that will end up wasting the front runners' money. So we are going to do an objective opinion polling that will enable us to be able to tell clearly that out of you 6, a ticket. Because that wastes people's money, it wastes our aspirants' money within the primaries instead of making them to prepare. So what I will be telling all our aspirants, please be open-minded. Let us all help this process to be as truthful and as clear as possible in order to get the strong candidate to run for us. Sometimes you dig in and you end up hurting the party. And remember what I said from the word go. The party's objective is to get power. You get power by getting the candidate who will deliver the seat. So we need to give and take so that the party provides the strongest candidates ever. And what we are telling our party, deputy party leader, that of all these aspirants, wherever there are 6, only 1 will be taken. The 5 who are not taken are still valuable members of the party. And we would want the formula that will enable this region to be able, beyond taking people to the county assemblies and the National Assembly, to also be able to post our sisters and brothers into other positions. The life does not begin and end with the legislative assemblies. So I would want us to work together, those who will get it, those who don't get it, so that we deliver the highest number of votes to go and claim the best piece of cake that can go around everybody. Now the next method is the use of the delegate system. This is where the party delegates, and party delegates are the people elected into the structures of the party, you vote using that. That is a method that has also been included in the current law. Now this method will only be used for ODM presidential candidate. Why will it only be used for ODM presidential candidate? You are aware that we just concluded we are concluding in Kakamega, they haven't finished, the party grassroots elections. A lot of these were done by consensus. A lot of these were manipulated by current elected leaders. So we feel it would be unfair to subject people on delegates using the current delegates because of some of the things we observed in this thing. So the NEB recommendations to the party is that after elections, in the second year, we should do proper elections of party grassroots, and those people will become delegates for 2027. Something I forgot about direct nomination. We have counties whose nomination or whose party primaries are determined by the cultural leaders or the community leaders. If you go to Northeastern, party primaries are happening within communities. If you go to Tana River, party primaries are happening. So when it comes to nomination, the ODM will actually negotiate with candidates in those regions, and once we get them, they also would be given direct tickets. Now, the final method is universal suffrage by the party membership register. I want you to get me right. People always mistake universal suffrage to say everybody's coming in. Our voting is going to use the ODM party membership register. And that is now the law. That register, and we are encouraging you to get your members to register, will be printed by the Registrar of Political Parties, certified. And that is what we will use in the elections. So we are urging all members of ODM who want to participate in party primaries to ensure they have registered as members. Now, this is important because as far as I'm concerned, rigging always began by having the whole world voting in a party which they don't belong to. So you would have Jubilee members are coming to help ODM to select their candidate. And then the ODM go and help Jubilee to select their candidate. That is wrong. That amounts to saying Ugandans should come and help Kenya to elect their president. And it is rigging. So now the law has put it clearly that the register that is used in party primaries is the register of members of that party. We have supporters. If you are a supporter of ODM, na huja register, you will watch from far. Usikuja useme nani ajui mimi si ODM. Tunajua wewe ni ODM lakini wewe ni supporter. If you want to vote, please register. And it is free. Currently, very free. Now, we are going into a coalition government. We are going into a coalition government, but even if we were not going, I gave you, we are all looking for the strong candidates. And right now we are negotiating. Remember, Kakamega County, for instance, had only 2 members of parliament. We are negotiating and bringing people we think are strong. I want to ask our members and our officials not to stigmatize people who are brought in from other parties. All the time we are recruiting members. All the time we are recruiting members. And those members are no less important than the ones who are there. So we request that tafadhali, we look at the bigger picture and embrace everybody and work on what is best for the party. I now would like to read a notice that is likely to be in the ODM mitandaos and in the media that we have issued as NEB, so that you take note of this. Number 1, we have said that the party is expected to discuss the nomination process under Azimio party, and the NEB will share the agreed process after the conclusion. 2, we say, as we await for the outcome of Azimio agreement, our supporters who have not registered as party members and aspirants who wish to participate in the party primaries are advised to register, noting that you will only vote in party primaries if you are on the party register. We have then said to register as an ODM member, follow the following steps. And I think all of you have the steps. You dial *483 *036 hash, and then you follow the steps. So we expect that you... okay, sorry. I will, sorry. To register as an ODM member, step 1, dial *483 *036 hash. Step 2 will be, they will ask you to enter your ID number. Step 3, enter your surname. Step 4, enter your other names. Step 5, choose your gender. Step 6, choose your region by choosing from the whatever provided. Re-enter the region to confirm. Enter county. Re-enter county. Enter constituency, like that. It will guide you as you go along. Number 4, all members and aspirants who have registered you dial *483 *036 hash. *483 *036 hash, and then enter your ID to view your membership details, and so on. Now, if you enter and your membership details is not showing up, it may mean that there is a problem. You can then get in touch with our Department of our membership directorate to help and correct your situations. And to get in touch with our membership, I'll give you telephone numbers. You can get in touch with Jared Omach on 0721 072 953318. That's from membership. You can also dial 0743 0713-2461 and speak to Yvonne. You can also ring 0711-25-9995, 995. So if you find you're not reflecting, please call them quickly so that you correct. There is also a faster way of correcting this. If you go on the Registrar of Political Parties website, this is for people who have an e-citizen account. So we have advised all of you to open an e-citizen account, and then when you go to e-citizen, go to the Registrar of Political Parties, and then check your membership. Utapata huko, my sister found herself in UDA. So it will show which party you are in. If it shows you're not in ODM, click to resign, and then join the correct party. That is the faster one. That is, so you can go to the ORPP website where they have posted you. If it is not in the ODM party, resign and join the correct party. Notice, members are hereby notified that the membership registration process for the party will close on 21st February 2022. We will close the membership registration on on 21st February 2022, so that we can apply for the certified register from the Registrar of Political Parties. So kama unataka kuregister, please do so before that time. Notice number 9. This is to notify all aspirants who are officials on ODM party structures in the counties, except for members of the National Executive Committee. We expect you to resign by 15th February 2022. All officials on our party grassroots elections who are aspirants must resign by 15th February 2022. The NEB will be consulting with affected structures to appoint acting replacements in the place of those who resign. This is an important one to our ODM officials. I hope they were invited here. The NEB wishes to caution all party grassroots officials and delegates to desist from playing any partisan role during the campaign for party primaries. This means that party officials shall not be used by one ODM candidate against another. Party officers are supposed to serve all members equally. So the party structure cannot be used as a campaign tool for this candidate and not this candidate. So what we are advising, during party primaries, the structures can only play a role that has been given to them by the NEB. And if we give you a role, it is likely to be a neutral role. We might maybe pick one of you and say, help with the consensus. But we are not going to have you playing a partisan role. But once we have selected or picked our candidates, our party officials will be expected to support the ODM candidates, whether he is person of your preference or not. When you are a party officials, you go with party resolutions whether you like them or not. That is how life is. If you don't like that, you also resign with whoever you want to go, so that you can go and be their campaign manager, and then we appoint a neutral person. All aspirants are advised to focus on non-violent campaigns in their electoral areas as they prepare to submit their applications to NEB. Please don't use any violent language, any violent physical or emotional or verbal violence against each other. I hope you know violence is an electoral offense, not just in ODM, but in the Elections Act. And if we have evidence of any aspirants engaging in violence, we have the power as NEB to step you aside and say, you can step aside. So we ask all of you, please campaign, ombeni kura kwa wananchi, kwa unyenyekevu. It is the wananchi's right to be represented. It's not your right to be elected. Can I repeat that? It is the wananchi's right to be represented. And they choose who they want to represent them. It is not your right to be elected. Now comes to how will we conduct the party primaries. We have sat and consulted as NEB, and when we carry out using the fourth method of voting, we are going to use computer-enabled voting. Why have we done this? The deep state in the party primaries of ODM are usually a bribed returning officer. So we bring a lorry full of ballots from Nairobi, and then we are told sijui mguu imeharibika, sijui burnt forest, na kumbe watu wana mark ballots. Mwingine anachukua ballots anapatia mtu mwingine, go and print and stuff your. So we prayed and prayed and prayed for God to drop returning officers from heaven. He has not dropped them. So since he has not dropped, we decided the best way to go about this is to work with computer-enabled voting. So what we are going to do to reduce on the amounts of fraud, the application for aspirants is going to be online. So if you are an aspirant and you can't apply, just get a friend or your son or whoever it is to help you go and apply. You will apply online. You will pay the fee online. Kwa hivyo mtu akikuja na receipt kukuambia akulipie, wacha nikupatia receipt nikupelekee huko, anaiba. The money will be paid online, so your application will not be cleared until you have paid by M-Pesa. It will be paid to a pay bill. And that pay bill is linked to the party account. It is not going to Catherine Muma's account. So Catherine Muma will not even see that money. You will be issued with a receipt pronto by the same system. So mtu kukudanganya tukutane petrol station gani nikupatie receipt, huyo ni mwizi. And I'd like to announce, none of the NEB officials requires any money from you. So don't try to reach me, don't try to reach any official to give them money. We don't need money. We just want to do our job. None of the party officials is holding brief on the NEB, so don't receive any money from anybody akwambie yeye anajua Catherine. Ukipeana, nijue wewe na yeye muende kwa polisi. That is bribery. It's a criminal offense. So we are trying to make it as transparent as possible to remove the things that you people complained about. So we will invest in an infrastructure that will enable us to think through the number of polling centers that we can have. For instance, in Kakamega, we will have a tablet that will enable you to vote. And we are making it as simple as possible. We are actually going to pilot with the illiterate voters so that we can see how best it can work. And you will be able to go to a center, pick your MCA preference candidate, move on next to the MP, next to the women rep, next to senator, next to governor, and submit. We are going to have a central tallying center, and your vote will be counted in real time. So it will be one ID, one vote. You will be admitted to the center through a manual register certified from ORPP. So we will cross your name, and when you go to the gadget, your ID will be put in, and as you vote, it will cross you out of the system. So nobody can put another center somewhere to be able to say they are voting. And even if they were to do that, because it's a computer system, we will be able to pick and we will be able to subtract. So what we are asking all aspirants, please support us to be able to deliver a credible election. But if you bring in violence, anybody who wants to bring violence, it's somebody who thrives on winning by violence. It's somebody who never wins straight. And if you bring in violence, we are incapable of doing the elections, we will still nominate. We will do direct. Because you will have forced us to do it. So So we are asking, let us all work on this. If this works, it will make, it gives every aspirant in future an opportunity to be able to genuinely seek their vote among the people and be able to be genuinely elected. So I will be seeking that every aspirant seriously support this process. So all aspirants are cautioned from paying any fees else how than through the manner in which I have explained. I am finishing. Yeah, I think I've said everything. The rest I will answer from your questions and comments. Thank you very much.
Asante sana. Thank you so much. We can agree that she has given us a very, very meticulous presentation. Is it not so? Very clear. Ametueleza yote, tumeyasikia vizuri. Nataka tumpigie makofi. Moja, mbili. Asante sana. Thank you so much, Professor. That was very, very meticulous and precise, and we've got it very well. Sasa, tunataka tuende sasa kwa reactions. Lakini baada ya hapo mkifikiria, nimeambiwa kuna anaitwa Kevin Wafula ana kibao kidogo ambacho kitatu-entertain kidogo dakika moja. Wafula? Mambo ya Azimio, Wafula. Utapanda hapa? Hapa chini? Hapa.
DJ, nipe sound ya mic. Sound ya mic DJ. 1 2. Aliya Mlembe. Aspirants Mlembe. Azimio ni mwe. Hii kofia ni ya baba. Msishtuke. Ni ya baba. DJ, hachile kama hiyo wimbo na Nataka supporters ya launching. Sasa mkinipa supporters ndashukuru.
Nimekuja na wimbo ya Azimio.
Hey, sound DJ, sound DJ.
Hali yote inawezekana.
Bora pole. Sound ya Azimio kama. Hey!
Awe na barumu kitanga.
Sana matata sana. Umeona umise hapo ndani?
Azimio la Umoja. Wote wamekubali. Hata producer Zaka amesema ni Azimio.
Sawa.
Uja.
Inawezekana? Unaweza kununua kitu kusupport kiani kusupport kwa hii ngoma jamani. Unaonaje? Inawezekana. Viongozi inawezekana. Kama dini inawezekana. Kama kaunti inawezekana. Inawezekana. Kwa Mungu Baba inawezekana. Mama sikina inawezekana. Kwa Mungu Baba alinimana Baba Raila ndiye kiongozi, ndiye mtetezi Mama kaunti katika sana aliniongozi alinirajazi Mama Zara Kazapoti ani viongozi Obaranya ni mtapakazi ani mefanya hata nalinganisha na Bungoma huyo ni mama Kintu tule asante
Haya, asante sana. Nafikiri tusketi na tusikize. Sasa nafikiri maswali yetu yote yamejibiwa na najua mna mengine ambayo mtauliza, na wakati huo nataka nimuulize Nabii Nabwera aje kuongoza kipindi hiki, kumoderate yale maoni mtatoa, alafu nitarudi tena kuwaleta waheshimiwa. Asante. Nabii.
Tutaenda na maswali matatu alafu anajibu, tunachukua nyingine. Tutakuwa tunachukua hapa, pale na pale, alafu pia kule nyuma. Kuna mtu ana swali anataka clarification. Okay, peana microphone. Ningependa peana microphone kule. Hapa, peana hapa.
Bwana Governor, your fellow governors.
Enda kwa swali, jina lako na swali tafadhali.
Good afternoon. Mimi naitwa Eric Kiprotich Simati. Mimi am the happiest person today this afternoon, Bwana Governor, because I come from Saboti constituency na na contest kwa kiti cha Saboti constituency. Na mimi nilikuwa nimekuwa casualty kwa hii maneno ya compromise of party leadership kwa Transnzoia County. Kwa mfano sisi aspirants wa Transnzoia County tulikuwa tumewekwa kwa WhatsApp group. Mimi mwenyewe nikanyimwa niingie kwa WhatsApp group kwa sababu na contest kiti cha Saboti constituency. Lakini nashukuru kwa sababu leo Bwana Governor amesema kwamba itabidi chama ikuwe uhuru kwa kila mtu. Mimi nikushukuru tu Bwana Governor, na nasema kwamba tutafanya kazi pamoja, tuangalie kwamba chama chetu itaimarika. Asante sana.
Wacha niombe tafadhali, hebu tufanye hivi. Demokrasia inahitaji uheshimu ule amebeba mkono. Tafadhali tuwe watulivu, na ukija hapa uliza swali, usituletee maelezo. Patia hapo.
Yeah, Wafula Wabuge Jr. contesting the seat of Member of Parliament Tongaren. Now, thank you, Professor. You have taken us through in a very articulate way. But maybe the first issue I used to raise that we will live here not very much fulfilled. One, because there is a lot of jittery surrounding the issue of the Azimio party nomination and all that stuff. So we came expecting that we'll go home with settled mind about that. But it's a fact that we are living here that we are not fulfilled. But what we can say is that as you go back, we just want your assurance and the assurance of the party. You heard the chairman of Bungoma County say that we come from a hot zone. We are concerned. One, because I'm sure you saw many representatives from Bungoma here. That shows that ODM is very strong in Bungoma. But when we tell you that it is said that when an alligator comes out of the water and it tells you the crocodile is sick, please believe it. We are having issues in Bungoma, and we want an assurance that this is going to be done. Now, finally, I do acknowledge that we still have the conundrum around the issue of the 2/3 gender role. I'm just asking for a friend. Till today, I've never seen a definition of gender on the position of women rep. As you consider that, can men also get affirmative action on the costing for the seat of the women rep? Thank you.
Asante. Watatu, patia yule dada pale. Patia huyu tampa wakati mwingine. Songa hapa karibu. Patia huyu.
Gavana wetu na viongozi wote, mimi naitwa Eva Nyamogo, natoka Transnzoia County. Ningependa kuuliza hivi, hatukusikia neno lolote kuhusu educational qualifications. Naomba nielezewe hapo, labda ilinipita. Thank you.
Asante. Patia huyo kijana.
ODM.
Swali.
My first question to the Excellency, the Governor. My first question is that I want to wish to understand the role of our nominated senators, our nominated MCS as far as political registration is concerned. We should not only just burden the aspirants, because some of us even we go to churches to give donations on behalf of ODM. So I want just to know the role of nominated MCS, nominated senators, their role in political registration. Let's not burden the aspirants.
Asante. Leta hapa.
Thank you very much, Catherine Muma, for taking us through. My question is, you have told us about nomination of ODM. After nominations of ODM, that recipe again of Azimio? Is it after ODM, when we get our best, then again you is subjected to Azimio, or what? Thank you.
Asante. Catherine, can you take those? Then we go round 2. Catherine, take those, then we go round 2.
Wacha ulize tumalize.
What is the issue?
Ameshafika.
Yeah. Okay, mine is just about Transnzoia. My name is Esther Koli from Transnzoia. Now we have a complication in Transnzoia. Transnzoia is a fully cosmopolitan county, and the type of problems that you're having there, we are having DAP and ODM in Okay, I said my name is Esther Koli, and I come from Transnzoia County, contesting for women rep. Now the complication you're having in Transnzoia is about, Transnzoia is a very special case because it's a fully cosmopolitan county. Now what you are seeing there, DAP is taking over ODM. So now what you wanted to know under Azimio, what is going to happen there? Kama kutakuwa na hiyo mambo ya regional demarcation yenye mmefanya, and you have given powers to DAP in Transnzoia, what is going to happen there? Are we going to merge, or you are going to do what? Thank you.
Kabla jibu tafadhali members, lazima kuwe na order. Hatuwezi kuwa na wanaongea na nyinyi mnaongea. Honorable members, hawabie vile mnabie hivyo. We must have order. Sasa kama kuna mtu anaongea kama ukubaliani na wewe, nyamaza, ngoja time yako ikifika utapata nafasi yako. Tumeelewana?
Sanitize. Oh, here we are. Sorry, I have mine. Okay, naomba tusikilize. Most of the questions are about Azimio. As I said, I would be lying if I say this is the agreement, but I want to give us advice as ODM members. My view is where we are, tuende tuchokore ground vizuri. Tukichokora ground vizuri, we can ask for a fair nomination process if it is a region. That is going to have both. Put our candidates ahead of those other candidates. So in this thing, bottom line is persuading the ground to say they want this one instead of this one. So that even if DAP or another party wants this one, the people can say, no, the person who is ahead is this. So in preparation for Azimio, I am saying go to the ground and pull out and make the ground ODM. So that when we do that analysis, the ground is ODM. And when we do a credible, objective analysis, it shows everybody that the ground is ODM. That is the only formula I can give you, but I don't have an answer to the other. The issue of two-third gender actually means we are trying to balance so that legislative houses have not more than two-thirds of the other. So women will always be nominated under that card for as long as it is the men who are the majority elected. But I believe in the next 10 years, it is the men we will be nominating. And the same rule will work exactly the way it is working. When we elect in Bungoma more women, we will nominate the men to move in. But the seat of women rep is part of that affirmative action measure that was put in to try and bring up the 2/3. And I'm sure when we now become over, we might create the men's rep position. Qualifications. I think those of you who followed the courts, anybody can, you don't need particular educational qualifications to be an MCA. Ukweli ama urongo? But for the time being, I know there is a case in court. It has not been ruled. If you want to stand for national Assembly, Senate, gubernatorial positions, you require to have a degree. Sawa sawa? Correct. You require to have a degree. But there is a case in court. We don't know what that case will say. Finally, I am not a doctor, I am not a professor. Don't listen to Kizito too much. He never calls me anything else.
Hello. Okay, round 2. Kuja huku bwana. Unajua sasa huko nyuma, kuja pande hii. Pale patia yule microphone. Huyu yule chama pale usonge wa suti huyo. Ya ukuje. Alafu
tutakuwa fanya hivi, tukichukua mmoja hapa tunachukua hapa tunachukua kule, so that we balance.
Patia huyu bwana.
Mimi swali langu ni hili. Kwanza naitwa Dennis Ajega, Sabatia constituency. Nilikuwa naulizia ODM party officials. Baada ya nominations, chama itapatiana support kwa hawa watu ambao watakuwa shinda ama mtatuacha kwa mataa? Kwa sababu kuna notion kwamba kule wale wangwana wako na pesa na wanasaidia watafund candidates wao. Sisi itakuwa namna hii wa Mudavadi. Je, mtatupatia support gani? Kwa sababu Vihiga nimeona hawa kuja hapa ni wachache. Sababu deputy party leader, unaelewa ni kwa nini Vihiga kuna shida hapo. Nataka watu wa Vihiga tupate assurance kwamba sisi tuwe protected na mipango kama hizi, mikutano kama hizi pia zifanyikie kwetu Vihiga Sabatia constituency. Mungu awabariki.
Asante, patia mbele, twende kwa ufupi, kwa ufupi.
Asante sana. Majina yangu ni Mheshimiwa Lawrence Sifuna. Nakombea kiti cha useneta Bungoma County.
Wengine mungeketi kidogo.
Swali langu ni moja.
Mketi kwanza.
Na hii swali hata chairman wetu aliongea. Na hii inaenda straight away kwa our His Excellency Oparanya, our party leader. Swali ya Bungoma na Transnzoia is almost the same. Nyinyi watu wa ODM headquarters 2017 mlijaribu kusaidia watu ya Ford Kenya kuwasaidia, na mnawacha watoto wenu wa ODM kule. Na wewe mwenyewe mheshimiwa, nakumbuka, najua candidate wetu Hangati, wewe ndio alikuwa anakuja hapo unamsaidia. Mnachukua pesa ya campaign mnampatia Wetangula. Kweli unaweza chukua nyama mpe fisi pelekee mtu? Hiyo mheshimiwa gavana, saa hii viti ya ukaunti na nakusina kuomba mkae pamoja na watu ya DAP. Kama ni Azimio la Umoja wakule nusu viti ine huko viwili, sisi tunakula viwili. We are not going to be subordinate to DAP at all. Ikiwa hivyo wengine wataenda hata independent kuliko kupata kunyanyaswa vile mjumbe wangu alinyanyaswa 2017. Hiyo peke yake.
Asante Pandei, patia Pandei. Patia huyu, dada nafuata. Patia huyu. Yeah.
Okay, my question goes to the direct elections. I'm concerned about mambo ya how many years you should have been a member of ODM for you to contest. I'm an MCA, but I'm asking for others. You're not from school, you're not a civil servant, you've not defected from a party, just a common man who has been doing your business but instead voting for ODM, and now you want to contest. Na hujakaa kwa chama for 2 years. We need clarity on that one also. Thank you.
Asante, patia Budi.
Thank you so much. My name is Senator Asiko. I have one question. I'll speak for 3 categories. So number 1, I'll speak for women. So for those women who will be vying on different positions, like for senatorial, members of parliament and other positions, what is the party putting in place to ensure that these women are not subjected to violence, and they are in a good way, so that they will not be tempered to in any way? Number 2 question, it's for the youth, and this one goes to the NEB chairperson, Catherine Muma. How are you going to make sure that most of the youth are coming on board to contest for these positions in ODM? Because the youth are the majority in the country, and the other side, the Hustler Nation, they have tried their best to ensure that they are bringing more youth on their side. What about Azimio? What are we doing? Number 3, how will the party ensure that those who are not satisfied by the party primaries remain in the party? And the last question, the nomination dates. Thank you so much.
Lakini hapana tacha mambo ya hasila mahali wengine wetu wako. Tunaweza tapika. Patia huyu.
My name is Matthew Wamalwa Rapando. I'm an MCA from East Wanga Ward. I've heard that the party primaries will be conducted via...
Hey, order! Order, please! Nyinyi wale ambao si aspirants mnapiga kelele pale, tafadhali, endelea.
We have heard that the party primaries will be conducted via a virtual system. My concern is this: how are we going to ensure, and what are the measures that have been put in place to ensure that we shall not be having outside interference from that website? Because I'm an IT expert. And two, I want to ask, what mechanisms has the ODM party put in place to ensure that the youth are brought on board and participate directly in the ODM party? Kwa sababu mimi nikiangalia hapa naona karibu 80% ni wazee. Hakuna vijana wengi hapa. Vijana mko kweli? Haya. So what mechanisms have you put in place?
Asante, imetosha swali. Patia yule dada.
My name is Winnie Majani.
Sikizeni Winnie tafadhali.
My name is Winnie Majani, Vihiga Woman Rep Aspirant on ODM. My question is one. When it comes to universal suffrage, the professor, our able professor, told us well and articulately said they're going to move away from the old system and use computer. And we understand very well that vast majority of voters are actually the illiterate.
Yeah.
How are you going to convince us that the same voters are not going to be swayed and that there's going to be neutrality when showing them where and how to vote?
Asante, mpatie ule ndugu pande hilo.
Greg Odeke, MP aspirant, Teso North constituency. I've got 3 suggestions and a quick question. One is to appreciate that we are digitizing our elections, and I think this will tame fraud, electoral fraud, big time. Suggestion number 1, I suggest that you also give a provision or a helpline for reporting biased party officials who take bribes from aspirants.
Yeah.
We should be able to report them directly and action taken, if not them stepping down. Suggestion 2 is that the timing of the opinion poll. How I wish it could be timed very close or in line with the IBC guidelines, so that sisi wote tunaingia kwa kiwanja, tunatafuta kura, wakifanya opinion poll in the likely event of opinion poll tuwe on the same table. Musianze kufanya opinion poll mapema kama hatujaanza. Ya pili, ya mwisho, violence.
There is a timetable.
Let me finish. There's a timetable that I know. Violence. How I wish we could also consider social media violence. Because it's a real threat now.
Yeah.
Sisi wengine kama ni physical violence, we are experts, we are better equipped to defend ourselves. But there is a major pricing on social media violence. Provide a provision, a repository where we can report evidence of violence against other aspirants. Lastly, is a question. With this digital, how can you guard against possibilities of people buying ID cards and voting electronically when even some other people are dead? Are you going to have a fingerprint identifier or ink marking, whatever? Thank you very much.
Next.
Asante sana, Your Excellency. I have an observation. My name is Roger Siboy, an ODM candidate for Member of Parliament Kandui constituency. And I want to disagree with the member of National Executive Council when it comes to issue of which party is going to contest. Don't worry. About us losing our resources. What we know and what I was expecting to hear is, number one, Baba for presidency, all other seats kama ni governor, MP, MCA to be filled by ODM candidates. The rest is just stories. That's all I need to hear. Thank you.
Asante. Bana haraka haraka.
Thank you very much.
Order. Order. Order.
Tafadhali tunyamaze kidogo. Kwa majina naitwa Emoru Moses Wellington kutoka Busia, aspirant wa senator, na niko na maswali, sio maswali lakini changamoto mbili ambayo ningependa kuuliza, because my orientation pleases me with language. One, to Madam, you talked about a process of election, lakini ningependa kukupea changamoto ambayo haukutueleza kwamba during election, what are some of the approaches you're putting in place to ensure that as we choose candidates ambao wanakuwa elected kwa party, our opponents are very crafty. And they might sponsor very weak opponents who they can trash easily when we do an election. So I would want the party to take into consideration that factor. Number two, sisi watu wa Western ni jamii ambayo tumevunjika kikabila. For example, Luyas are in 14 sub-tribes. Na utakuta about 18 sub-tribes. Utakuta county kama Kakamega, tafadhali madam, county kama Kakamega, kuna vile vikundi vya kikabila, and they will want a balance. Kwa hiyo election, for example, governor ametoka pahali fulani, deputy ametoka pahali fulani. If you leave it to the candidates themselves, some regions will feel aggravated. Alafu watu wengine watatoka na wa support opponents wetu, then they weaken us. For example, hata ukienda Busia tutakuta Wateso.
Imeeleweka. Next.
Asanteni sana.
Next. Patia huyu mama.
Thank you. I'm Gladys Tendel from Mount Elgon, contesting MCA. I want clarification. I want to know if I'm running as an aspirant and I don't succeed, will I qualify to be nominated, or a nomination only goes to those who are not aspirants after paying 5,000? Thank you.
Thank you. Next. Order. Na nitaomba watu wengine wasiongezeke tafadhali. Wewe wa mwisho pale, wewe wa mwisho pale.
My name is...
ndugu, tumefunga. Tumefunga. Endelea.
My name is Kibiego Some. I'm vying for the senatorial position. This is my question. I represent the minorities in the party coming from Nandi tribe. What mechanism will you use in nominating when nominating those who are for those positions? What mechanism will you use so that minority groups that I belong will be represented?
Thank you.
Brief order, next. Please, Gina, and straight to the question. Alafu tuko live on Luya TV, tunaweza fuatilia.
Asante. Kwa majina naitwa Bishop Morris Mukungu, MCA aspirant Kisa Westward, Huisero constituency. I just have an observation and a question. Observation is about the nominations. I'm trying to reason by now how many ODM party members do we have in Western Kenya? And if the number, for example, around 500 or 1,000 in my ward, can these 100, 200 people make decision, or can it reflect the universal suffrage as we're talking about it? Now, if we start recruiting members now, because if I want to contest in the nomination, then I must go out and start recruiting members. If I start recruiting members now, until that particular day, I would wish that, as the good lady has said, we be assured the result will be respected. Finally, I am only finally is about the fee to be paid. ODM to pay bill number. If it is there, please clarify to us to pay bill number so that we hit the ground running. But if possible, please go the consensus way. It will save us a lot, and even this issue of other parties, it will save us a lot.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Tuko hapa.
Thank you very much. My name is Ogutu Makodiango from Transnzoia, an aspiring MCA in KO Ward. I have a concern and 2 questions.
Just one, please. Wengine.
Okay. Concern number 1, ulisikia watu wa Transnzoia wakilalamika at some point na ikaonekana vibaya. So the concern is tumekuwa na mama, a women representative, tukapopularize yeye kama watu wa ODM. Kidogo mama akahama akaenda na kina Eugene. Umesikia hapa watu wakinungunika kwa sababu all of a sudden ameapia hapa tena. Sasa hatujui kesho atakuwa wapi. It is important that you address that. My question, Mheshimiwa, Your Excellency, the governor, it is...
order, please.
Your Excellency, Bwana Governor Oparanya, it is widely known and truly put in our minds and knowledge that our coalition party comes from. in that area, Eugene wants to make sure that he pulls everything. Measures is our party, our ODM party putting together to ensure that hawa watoto wa ODM in their respective and desirous positions, zile wanasimama, watafanikiwa.
Tosha hiyo, asante.
Last question. Nimeona mumesema vizuri ya kwamba mnataka credible election kama vile Madam Moma amesema. We congratulate you and support you for that. Lakini what is the fallback plan? Kwa sababu hizi gadgets zinaendanga zina fail. Hatuje tupatie alternative. Thank you.
Next, patia ule wa orange. Swali moja tafadhali, moja tu.
Kwa majina naitwa Asmani Hamisi. Nimesimama kiti MCA kwa kwanza. Nimetaka tu kuuliza swali langu kwa madam. Nimesikia ukisema ya kwamba tutatumia delegate members wa ODM. Sasa for example kama pale chini mashinani tuliwacha kufanya recruitment ya members wa ODM kitambo sana. So pale juu tuko na maofisi, lakini pale chini tungeomba tu kama inaweza patikana tufanye recruitment ya ODM, kwa sababu watu wanapenda ODM, lakini sasa huko chini mashinani hakuna vile tunaendelea na recruitment ya ODM.
Si umeambiwa uendelee na namba.
Watu waendelee. Soka karibu.
Thank you.
Hello.
To Madam Professor.
Order.
My name is Stephen Luther from Busia County, Brelan constituency, Bunyala North Ward. The largest ward in Bunyala sub-county. My question is this. You've talked about the forthcoming electronic pilot. Kindly clarify on the dates of the so-called illiterate who are going to be piloted for the coming electronic voting, so that we know and we pass this message to the grounds for clarity. Number two, the issue, kindly allow me to have the last question. Number two is the question of waiver. You talked about the people that you are going to exempt. Now I'm here for reasons that are not well known to me. My name is found in another party. I went and I did resignation, but now I've not attained 2 years. Will you have that extension to the people who were erroneously put in other parties? That was my question.
Asante. Please. Ukisema swali moja umetosha.
Naitwa Benjamin Anyika, aspiring MCA Milima. Madam, you have talked about registration online. Some of us, yes, we paid via PayPal. We were given receipt with your hand, and you said receipt should be on January. You said the receipt should be given online. Two, we want you to differentiate between nomination fee and registration fee, so that some of us, we can be on the same page.
Wa mwisho upande huu.
Naitwa James Wanyoike stroke mwanake.
Tumsikize Wanyoike tafadhali.
Mimi ni wa Transnzoia County na mimi nasimama kiketi cha MP katika Kwanza constituency. Lakini kuna shida moja, na ningetaka Mheshimiwa Governor pengine uingilie hiyo kati. Miaka 10 iliyopita ODM haijakuwa na candidate katika Kwanza constituency. Na wakati tumeingia na tumefanya kampeni na tumejaribu kuuza chama hiki, tunapata vitisho. Mimi nimepigiwa simu kama 3. Ninaambiwa Wanyoike, wewe unajua wewe ni nani? Tunakuomba wewe wachana na hiyo maneno, na kama unataka kuja kwa chama yetu. Nataka kuuliza hivi, kwa sababu ni lazima mtu hajali maslahi yake. Nataka kuuliza hivi, chama kina jukumu gani ili tuwe na uwezo na tuwe na furaha ya kwamba tuko on the safe? Ni hiyo tu. Asante.
Asante. Twende pande hii sasa. Hilo ni swala nyeti. Sisi watu wa Transnzoia na Bungoma. Si namna hiyo?
My name is Butia Lusamoira from Webuye East, vying for Member of Parliament on ODM ticket. I have a very serious concern as Bungoma ODM members. I believe we are under siege to the extent that we are not very certain of how our party is going to fare in the coming elections. Especially under the leadership of Azimio, which is being headed by none other than the DAP leaders. That was held at Bungoma, and this was a joint rally, and we went in for support, to support DAPK. Now, the handling of ODM people, I myself was actually mishandled. And I was actually barred from getting onto the dais. And in the process of even getting to the dais, I got some injury on my leg. Something else. Our chairman, the county chairman, was not actually recognized at all. So it is the way the DAPK are handling Azimio in Bungoma is almost hegemonic, as if they want to bulldoze everything. So our concern is very valid that if we do not, as a party, put mechanism into place to recognize ODM in Bungoma and treat it as an independent party, but affiliated to Azimio la Umoja, we are going to be in big trouble. Now, there's another question.
Moja tu ndugu.
It's in line. Just allow me. Allow me, because we are in big trouble. Now,
tafadhali nyamaza kule.
Allow me,
it's very unfair kupiga kelele and on the main dais.
Now, in terms of in Bungoma County, ODM is the strongest party. Now, you have mentioned about us doing nominations when it comes to maybe universal suffrage. ODM has structures all the way to the grassroots, and it has members. In fact, if we were to mention in my own constituency, we have 2 ODM MCAs. Then can we do joint nominations. Now, you said that you have not sat down to determine how we are going to fare between ODM and
Partners
DAPK.
and partners.
It is coming. Now, when you go into a negotiating table, you must have a position. Otherwise, you'll go in there ready to cede ground to your opponent. As a party, I'm sure you have a position regarding how we are going to be treated as ODM in nomination. I think it is very important that you come out right now clearly and tell us. Because if you do not tell us now, it is going to be very problematic and we might end up losing some of the seats directly to UDA. And that will be very bad. And we'll have a president who will be sitting lame duck because he will not have members of parliament.
Very good.
Hey. My name is Dr. Ferdinand Nyongesa.
What is it?
ODM Webe East County, we sat down and the officials and the aspirants and made some resolutions that we would like to share with the deputy party leader as per whatever is happening right now.
Asante, as they submit to the DP.
Thank you. Next.
My name is Dr. Ferdinand Chirure Nyongesa. I am a parliamentary candidate for Kandui constituency. On ODM ticket. First, I did not capture the fee which is payable for life membership. For members who wish to join. So maybe if that can be clarified, I think that men can benefit from that. Secondly, among the methods of selecting the candidates, I found the method of consensus is quite viable if it is well managed. The question is, party officials on the branch and at any level have been asked to keep away from nomination process. Now, I don't know who will moderate the process of consensus because you cannot take all candidates and lock them in the room and ask them to come out with their name. There need to be a moderator. So I would like management on that level to clarify on that issue. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Pandei, Asante.
My name is Levi. I'm aspiring candidate MC Izuha West, Kakamega County, Shinyalo constituency. Madam, I would like to have a clarification on only two issues. Number one, importation of voters. Some candidates, mostly on ward level, have imported people from other areas to register in some areas so that they can vote for them.
Order! Atadili nayo. Inaitwa kujipanga, si ndio? Basi tumeelewa.
If you don't know mimi sijui. Number two. Haya, sawa.
Order.
Number 2. We have some candidates who stays in other areas and they want to come and get elected in other areas. I want a clarification.
Asante.
Order tafadhali.
Wewe unapiga kelele na hujauliza swali. Surely.
Naomba tunyamaze.
Kaisari apewe yake, Yesu apewe.
Tuwa tulivu tafadhali.
I'm Odana Vincent, aspirant Liaduya Izava Ward, Viga County. I'm barely a few months from the university. I graduated last year on September. And my worry is raising that 25,000 will still be a hill for me. So my question is, how is the party going to cater for people like us? Because tomorrow, you guys are going to leave this party in our hands. Thank you.
Asante. Asante sana. Kijana anajitetea. Kijana anafanya nini? Anajitetea. Asante.
Asante. Thank you. All protocol observed. I am Orodi Ishmael from Busia County, Teso North. I am aspiring MCA Malaba Central Ward. I have a concern which I want a commissioner to give clarity. Although my friend has just asked that question, but mine is this. I am a life member of ODM. I was going to ask you, the word life member is you are going to be with it lifetime. And I've kept my certificate under key and a lock. Are there other conditions that I will be subjected to in the coming elections? Thank you.
Asante. Tukimalizia maswali hayo, madam, mambo mawili muhimu. Jambo ambalo nataka uzungumzie pia ni jambo ambalo linaitwa party loyalty. Nina hofu, nimeona many aspirants wanaattend mikutano ya vyama yote. Sasa sisi tunataka kujua, tunaweza leta mtu na ametumwa na William Samoya Ruto. Jambo la pili, huyu mnyama anaitwa DAP na kuna mwingine amekuja hapa Kakamega anaitwa UDP. Hawa wanyama, nyumba ya mama yako mdogo, baba ni mmoja, lakini si kila mtu ulala kwao.
Asante. Mama, kabla ya huyo kuna tu mmoja kwa mama huyo.
Thank you. Should we again repeat the same or we remain it's still valid?
Asante, lakini kabla ajibu hili na kwa deputy party leader wetu Mheshimiwa Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya, lazima kama ODM tukue na irreducible minimum, si ndio?
kwa sababu tukiwachilia tunataka tupatie Oparanya nguvu. Wakikubali tumwachilie yeye ndiye atakoza nguvu. Lazima simame firm na lazima ODM ipate viti.
Aya, kwanza, the question of life member. Life member actually implies life. But where political parties are concerned, there are situations where you may have to pay it again. Let me explain. If you are a life member of ODM and have never left ODM, your membership is valid. The only thing you need to do, they will require you to be an updated member. Now, I think currently they are going 4 years back. The annual fee for life members is 5,000 shillings. So if you are registered, or if you registered like myself when ODM was formed as a life member, and then you have not been engaging, you will be allowed to pay 20,000 shillings, which is 4 years to come up to date. So for those who are members and have never left, that is the situation. If you are a life member of ODM, ukapata makasiriko, ukasema nataka kuwa independent, as soon as you became independent, you stopped being an ODM member. So ukirudi, you have to pay the life membership afresh and ensure you are updated. And went to another party. You had paid life member, but you left and went to another party. Sasa ukikuja unakuja kivipya. You pay your life member, ensure you are up to date. So all of those that helps in terms of life memberships. DPL, I think you will handle the issue of Bungoma. Oh, life membership is 20,000 Kenya shillings. 20,000 Kenya shillings. DPL, Bungoma people have raised an issue. I think there is an urgent need for the party structures to meet with the Bungoma team for us to agree for our strategy on how we will move. Now, as I said, musiogope. As I told you, Eugene Wamalwa has one vote. He may be an influential leader, but he has one vote. Stay on the ground. Hata mukiambiwa nini huku, you stay on the ground. When the ground shows that it's the one that is strong, hata yeye atanyenyekea to do what? To negotiate. But I want you to know, when you go into a coalition, every coalition party partner will be coming in to give the best to their party. So sasa sisi, the best way to ensure we get the best for our party is to demonstrate that the real votes that will decide are on our side. So mimi nawaomba, kaeni kwa ground, alafu DPL atukalisha pamoja, tuone tutakuwa na strategy gani ambayo itatoa hii baridi ambayo inakuja, alafu tuchukue hizo vitu. How many years should one be to be an aspirant? As I have said, we have said 2 years, but there are many scenarios. You are an ordinary member, but you joined a year ago. We will allow you to be an aspirant. You'll just explain to us that I became an ODM member a year ago. So the 2-year would not apply to me. We will allow you to be an aspirant, so don't worry about that. What is the party doing to protect women against violence? As I said, it's not just violence against women. It's violence against any aspirants. And our definition of violence includes gender-based violence, using language that demeans one because of gender, using language that demeans because one has a disability. So don't take the mic and demean your opponent because they have a disability. If you do that and we get that clip, we will disqualify you, because that is violence. So violating about the youth. I think you heard the fees being paid by youth is discounted. It is actually discounted. But the young man who says you don't have 25, please write to NEC and ask us, tell the NEC your circumstances and ask them to waive so that you don't pay the fees, the required nomination fees. And those, okay, so what do we do to ensure that those who lose stay in the party? We have focusing, actually our number one process is consensus in order to avoid animosity between candidates. So we urge all of you to be able to adopt the issue of consensus and pull together. Another one asked, what will party officials, how will consensus be reached if we are saying party officials have no role? I have not said they have no role. What I have said, party officials cannot be partisan. So what we will do, in some places, the candidates will trust the party office to do that consensus. In some instances, whoever the candidates agree on can actually guide that consensus. So consensus can be led by anybody who agrees to support to support that process. It may be the local pastor who all candidates respect. It may be the local opinion leader, and we will go with that. The nomination dates. Nominations will be done in a staggered way. Again, this is supposed to deliver credibility. Part of the problems of the ODM nominations was doing many counties simultaneously. You then stretch the resource. So this time, we approached IEBC and said we do not want to be fixed. IEBC had said nominations should be between 19th April and 22nd April. We said no. We should be allowed the way we wish, so long as we deliver them before 22nd April. So we are scheduling our nominations between 13th March and 22nd April. But we don't know when it will happen in Kakamega or Bungoma. Because we are waiting for conversation so that we then can do the scheduling. But we will do them in a staggered manner. How do we ensure security of the voting? Part of what we are doing is actually we will go into a retreat. We are discussing the issue of the security. We are discussing the issue of securing. It fails because individuals of my MP in Ikolomani and you are waiting to start in February, you are not serious. Issue of buying IDs to biometric. We will not use biometric. You will come with your ID. You will be identified on a manual register. Your name will be crossed and then you will be allowed to go in. So the possibility that someone will sit somewhere and start voting are nil. Number two, as aspirants, prepare to put your agents. If your agents are there, how will somebody be voting on that mtandao and your agents are there? So ensure, one of the ways to secure a voting system is to ensure you have your agents. If this agent and the opponent's agents are there, they act as a security for a credible election. Opponents will sponsor other candidates to come and stand. You are the party. You know who is truly ODM. You know who is not truly ODM. That is combined with the issue of loyalty. So there is that, but we also cannot use that to lock out. There are premium scoops we are getting from other parties. We must acknowledge that. We should be magnanimous enough to know so and so in a particular party is value when they come to us. And we must embrace them and be able to move. So as a political party in your area, you know yourself, huyu mtu amekuwa kiruka, kienda UDA, ameenda hapa. It is up to you to measure and to be able to tell. But apart from that, your own ODM members should be able to chuja. How do you ensure South, Central, West, wherever is balanced? That's why we are suggesting that consensus helps. When you are talking around the table, you are careful enough to say, how are we including Malava? How are we including Quisero? How are we including Mumias? So we suggest that you bear that in mind. Our nominations to the party lists available to those who are contesting. In the ODM party, we are saying yes. Those who try to run, if you wish to be considered for the party list nomination, apply. Apply and indicate as well. As I said, the right to nominate under Article 90 elections, that's party list elections, is the party right. And the party uses party lists to reward members of the party who have been loyal. And this time round, we will chuja tuone. By the way, for you to be on party list, you must have been an ODM member for at least a year. So tutaangalia tuone, are you a member? What have you done for the party? And then all who qualify will be given to a county committee that will rank those names for us. Rank those names so that they form the party list. What's the fallback if the gadgets fail? The gadgets will fail because there is no power. The gadgets will fail because the network is bad. If there is no power, we have considered the power bank. If there is no network, we know the results will still be on the tablet. When the network comes, we will transmit. But we are buying bundles that will be placed on the gadget. If the place fails, because you brought goons to come and make it fail, as I've told you, we will give direct tickets. And we will take into account the fact that you are the one who brought goons. So we will dominate, whatever the case. Somebody says, we stopped recruiting members. Who told you to stop recruiting members? Every notice I've given since I joined this party, I have said, please register. Even the last 6 months, we said, make it for free so that everybody who wants to register, registers. But the deadline is 21st. So those of you who have not recruited, please proceed. The pilot date is just a few people. It's not the entire country where we are piloting. Importation of voters is a political strategy. It's not illegal. You've heard IEBC saying you can transfer your vote. Is it possible for somebody to stand when they don't there? Even me, I can stand in Muranga if I want, but there are consequences on me standing in Muranga. So that freedom is there. Just devise your own other strategy to counter it. Vihiga County would like some attention, DPL. DPL, Your Excellency, DPL. Vihiga County would like also to sit with them. Is found on how the party can hit the ground in Vihiga County. The other questions are DPL's questions. How will their party assist candidates? How do we resolve Bungoma issues? The same issues in Transnzoia. And our coalition, Azimio coalition partners are handling our members badly in Azimio. Thank you.